And once you left, you said you had to go on monk mode for 3 months. What is monk mode to you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And what did and what was
I
that?
can I can talk about it where just like I've gone through it now, so everything's fine now. Knock on wood, right? But so last year, this 2020, the plan was do the conference circuit. I put aside a bunch of money. It was fine, right? Everything was seemed like the world was great. And I started doing the conference circuit in January, February. Went to a bunch of places like Georgia, Estonia, Latvia. Did talks and stuff. And then COVID hit, right? So basically, I landed March 1st. Took my family into, basically we stocked up on food and everything already. I'm a known prepper. We started stocking up in January, but as soon as I got off the airplane, it was February 28th. March 1st, took my daughter to school. We just basically, just hit out, and of course the lockdown started happening officially March 17th. And so during that time, I was very fortunate to have invested in a bunch of real estate, not in California, but in Texas. And what ended up happening was just, there was a anti-eviction notice. So what happened was a lot of my tenants stopped paying. And so I got hammered. I got hit really, really badly, with like cash flow issues, right? Because you have to pay the mortgage. The bank doesn't care. So fuck the banks, by the way, right? Like that pissed me off. And fuck Mayor Adler in Austin for these rules, because it hurt, like I said, like normal people. And so I was hurting financially, just like drained my, like I had to borrow money from my folks, basically drained the savings that I was going to be using for that year, right? And any angel investing I had. So that bled me. Yeah, so I sent my family to Taiwan in July and basically went to monk mode. Right, like turned off the heating, turned off the literally took any consulting project, anything to make money, right? Cut my burn rate to almost like nothing, and just basically fought my way out. Sold one of the properties, and that took between sort of taking any small projects and things, cutting the burn rate, selling the property, that got me out. So basically, I came out of it in October, but that was almost 3-4 months of hell. And I knew what I had to do, right? Looking back in retrospect, it's just I knew what I had to do. It just pride goes out the windows. You just take whatever, right? And you do it. You go out and you just crank and you do a good job. And yeah, so I was very lucky, but I also fought my way out of it. And boy, just one of those things of that's what I call monk mode, right? Just purely concentrating, 7:30 to 10 at night, just grinding. And sometimes you have to do it. And looking back in retrospect, it was wow, that definitely made me way stronger. I don't want to do that again. If I had to do it again, I could do it again. But boy, I'm not doing that again. And so I had a whole bunch of really good liquidity stuff that happened end of last year. So it was good, thankfully. But boy, I'm mentally much better prepared going forward because of just, I think if I'm honest, I kind of got complacent. Prior to 2020, I was getting pretty complacent on stuff of how I manage my money, just a lot of stuff. And what I learned, I think good financial advice is doesn't matter what your net worth is. What matters is actually liquidity, and what matters is your cash flow.
It's cash flow, liquidity, and then and the last one I would say is diversification as well. At least in terms of wealth preservation, I would say the wealth creation is the opposite. You want almost
correct.
Zero diversification, right? And good ownership. And once you've made some money, then you diversify whatever you've made. At least I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how I see in terms of wealth. Building wealth is basically you don't diversify, you go all in on a few different things with a lot of focus. When those things return, then you diversify whatever you earned on that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, the big lesson was just financially, when I look at my life, I'm I don't think I did a ton of stuff wrong, but I think what the mistake that I made, and I think the mistake that a lot of people make in general, is just sort of like I said, mistaking. If you have high net worth, that's fine, but is your high net worth liquid? If you're liquid, it doesn't help you, right? In the long run, it's good. In the short run, with these crunches, as I learned the hard way, just boy, that is painful because there's, if you're liquid, very, very hard to, cash flows is what gets you out.
Yes. And there's that whole thing, you've seen that meme, right? Hard times build good people and, good times build soft. And I think we're at this massive polarization of folks that I would put us in that same camp of relentlessness and resilience, and basically, hopefully we'll take a few punches as possible, but, we can be punched in the face and we'll still be up and running, building.